blockhead, Lowry. How could you let such a thing happen? The man was innocent. What do you think the press are going to say about all this? Now get out of here! Get the hell out of my sight! And if I have any more trouble with you, you'll be dishing out parking tickets before long. That's a promise, Lowry! Oh, and here's my good friend Halligan. Another one of the invaluable detectives of our glorious murder squad. Don't just stand there gaping. Come in. I'm glad you could make it. After all, you're a busy man, aren't you? Now look here, Detective Halligan. I've got used to being surrounded by a bunch of incompetent, half-baked blockheads. But your smart, well-dressed colleague Lowry has just earned himself the golden badge of stupidity. Halligan, we've got a bit of a problem. We've had an innocent man locked up in jail. Regrettably, he was killed in prison before we could correct our mistake. Unfortunate affair. And now we've got this lunatic killer running around all over London. We have to make sure that at least this oversight is put right. Your clear-up rate so far ought to be sufficient evidence that there's no point in asking you to clear up anything more than a common bicycle theft. But this does happen to be the murder squad. I am the chief of this department. All I have for choice is that blockhead Lowry and you.
Okay, Chief. What do you want me to do? Where did Lowry go wrong?
Your dear colleague Lowry dealt with the skeleton murders last year. You should know that, Halligan. Lowry worked on the case for several months, and finally managed to pull a culprit out of the hat. A butcher from South London. A married man, with kids. They gave him a life sentence. He was in jail till 3 weeks ago.
Pulled out of the hat, you say? So the butcher didn't do it after all?
Oh, you're a genius, Halligan. He didn't do it. We found that out today.
He didn't do it? How could he be convicted then?
Detective Lowry imaginatively constructed an impressive chain of evidence, and the court followed his arguments in detail. The public wanted somebody to blame, and they found somebody. That's life.
Well, all right, these things happen. But how do you know that the man Lowry arrested didn't commit the murders?
Very simple. Dead people don't go around committing more murders.
There's been another murder.
Exactly, Halligan. A pile of bones has been found in Epping Forest. Supposedly a male corpse. We don't know any more than that. I presume we both agree that it can't have been Lowry's man, eh?
Oh, of course.
You see, I've just managed to get that into Lowry's head as well. You heard it? Lowry's off the case. Halligan, you drive out to Epping Forest and take a look at the evidence.
Of course, sir.
And Halligan, no sloppiness now. I want results. Sensible results. The press has already been terrorizing me this morning. The killer must be found. Do I make myself clear?
Of course, Chief.
Good. This is the file with all the necessary information, and now you'd better get going quickly.
What mad assassin are you referring to?
Halligan, it's well known that you'd rather read those crazy books of yours during office hours than taking any real interest in the affairs of this department. But it would now appear that you've even stopped reading the newspapers as well. For months now, a killer's been running around in London, taking victims apart and leaving nothing but bones for us to find. You can read about it in any newspaper.
I'm not thirsty. I'm not thirsty. I'm not thirsty. Hello, Chris.
Hi, Halligan.
There's work for you.
There's always work for me, Halligan. And right now, I've got enough work not to be disturbed again and again.
Well, how are your amoebas doing?
Very funny, Halligan. I've already got 5 DNA analysis on the Christmas list. Of course, everything is very urgent, as always. No idea how I'm supposed to make it. Well, what do you want?
Have you got a minute? I need the support of an expert for some checks.
Halligan, I've really got to work. Can't you wait until tomorrow?
I wanted to ask you if you could drive out to Epping Forest with me. I need an expert.
What? To the skeleton? Isn't that Lowry's case?
It was, till today.
Till today? And whose is it from now on?
From now on, it is my case. The chief put Lowry on ice.
Well, well, well. Good old Lowry. Looks as if you don't automatically achieve more with designer shirts than with normal ones.
You might be right there, Chris.
Well, whatever. I wouldn't like to be in your shoes, Halligan. The thing out there in Epping Forest is a professional job. You're not going to learn anything from that pile of bones.
I'll just drive out there and have a look at it.
Just you do that, Brent.
Okay, Chris. See you later on. Far too hot to touch. Far too hot to touch. If I pull that hose off, the whole of Scotland Yard will blow up. If I pull that hose off, the whole of Scotland Yard will blow up. Actually, that's not a bad idea. Too dangerous to carry the bottle around with me. Too dangerous to carry the bottle around with me. I don't even know what kind of stuff that is. Too dangerous to carry the bottle around with me. Too dangerous to carry the bottle around with me. I don't even know what kind of stuff that is. I've got no money for that. I'd better leave that here. I'd better leave that here. I never use the receiver. That thing is just too heavy. Using the loudspeaker is much more comfortable. Unfortunately, there's no pizza in there anymore. Unfortunately, there's no pizza in there anymore. I can find my way without a map. I know my way around well enough. Good morning, officer.
Good morning, Detective. I hope you've had a good breakfast. The sight over there is not very appetizing.
Oh, well, you know, I've got used to it. When were the bones discovered?
At 5:30 a.m. by a jogger. He phoned us.
5:30 a.m. He was out and about quite early this morning.
Indeed, sir. And half an hour later, the press arrived.
How did the press find out about this so early, officer? Did you call them by any chance?
No idea, sir. These vultures seem to have a sixth sense for crime. It's either that or somebody from your police station tipped them off.
Were there any onlookers?
Yes, a couple, but I sent them away. The real run will start after people finish work, when they've got the time. We've seen it before.
Well, hold the fort, officer.
Yes, sir. I'll have to do that.
Okay, officer, that was it. Thank you.
Any time, sir.
You don't transport a piece of... I should take the bone with me, but you don't transport a piece of evidence in your coat pocket. That I should take the bone with me, but... I should take the bone with me, but... The skull of the corpse. Officer,
What is it, sir?
I just thought you might help me a bit.
With criminal investigations? Sorry, sir. I'm only a patrolman. I'll do my job and you do yours.
The best ideas often come from the man in the street.
What do you mean, sir? I must ask you to show a little more respect. And now let me do my work here.
What work? You're just standing here.
As you say, sir.
Okay, officer, that was it. Thank you.
Any time, sir.
Officer,
What is it, sir?
I've lost my wallet and I think it may be here somewhere. Have you seen it?
Your wallet? No.
Could you help me look for it?
Sir, I have to guard the scene of the crime. I'm under orders not to leave this place.
But all my money was in the wallet. Couldn't you just help me look for it?
I'm sorry, sir, but I don't have your wallet. And I must not leave this place. Would you please appreciate that?
Okay, officer, that was it. Thank you.
Any time, sir.
Officer,
What is it, sir?
you just said you know the other cases.
That's right, sir. Well, I read about them in the newspaper.
What do you think the murderer does with the flesh of his victims?
That's too hard to answer, sir. I haven't got a clue what goes on in lunatics' heads when they do things like that. Maybe he freezes them. That's happened before.
Apparently the man sold the flesh of his victims in his butcher's shop. Can you believe that?
I don't know, sir. That's what they wrote in the Sun. But I'd rather not believe it. A lot of people bought meat there. If that was true, they have all become cannibals.
He was murdered in prison. What do you think about that?
That's tough luck for him. I would rather have one innocent man too many die than have one assassin run around loose.
Yes, that's a very common opinion. But it's not the right one for a police officer. Suspects are innocent until proven guilty, officer. Don't you know that?
Of course, sir. But you asked me for my opinion. Well, this is it. I beg your pardon.
Okay, officer, that was it. Thank you.
Any time, sir.
No, better not. I can't do that. Think first. I thought that won't help. Looks like I should. That would be stupid. Mike, that would be stupid. That's futile as well.
Halligan,
Yes?
might I ask you what you think you're doing?
I just wanted to borrow your scissors. Just for 5 minutes.
Forget it.
Don't make such a fuss about your blasted scissors. I won't break them.
Oh, you won't break them, Halligan. You'll lose them, mislay them, not bring them back. You'll do with them what you always do with anything you lay your hands on. I am determined not to lose anything ever again, Halligan, especially not to you. Do I make myself clear?
All right, then. Keep them.
Hey, I've had enough. Get your paws off my scissors, will you?
Hello, Lowry.
Oh, no, not you, Halligan. You're all I need at the moment.
That's a nice suit you're wearing.
Don't humour me, Halligan. You don't know a thing about suits. A blind man would know from 100 yards away that you bought your stuff at Woolworths. What do you want?
Just a quick question, Lowry. Have you seen my wallet?
Your wallet? You've got a nerve. I haven't really had a very pleasant day so far, as you might have noticed. Why would I worry about your bloody wallet?
Larry, could you just give me a sensible answer? I'm looking for my wallet.
So what? Do you think I've got it? Why don't you just go and clear up your oh-so-tidy office? Maybe you'll find some of those things you allegedly just wanted to borrow for a while.
Let's not argue, Lowry. I need some information from you about the last investigations.
You've got the file, Halligan. I suppose you can read. And now scram.
Lowry, I've read your file. There's just nonsense in it.
You know what I think, Halligan? I think I don't need to tolerate a detective in a £20 suit walking past my door criticising the quality of my work.
If my suit was more expensive, would that make your file any better?
Very witty, detective. Yes, really, very witty. Tell me, haven't you got anything better to do than crack jokes?
Thank you for being so very friendly, Lowry. Enjoy your spare time.
Just clear off, Halligan. What is it this time, Halligan?
I'd really like to know how a braggart like you managed to get a date with Janet.
Well, you know what, Halligan? Women do like a winner, don't they? Little Janet is no exception. We went to the palace yesterday.
What was showing?
The new Schwarzenegger film.
You know how to handle women, don't you?
Of course. Janet said she found it disgusting, but I know for a fact that she was very keen on it. Women are like that. Do you understand?
What amazes me is why a woman like her should find your boring stories about cars, sports, and action films so entertaining.
Halligan, I'm sure you didn't come to tell me that. What do you really want?
Could you lend me some change?
You haven't found your wallet, have you? Well, sorry, Halligan, but this is Scotland Yard, not the Bank of England.
The Bank of England is the central clearing bank, Lowry. You can't draw any money there.
Indeed. Just try it somewhere else, then. You won't get a penny from me.
Okay. I'll talk to you later, Lowry.
What is it this time, Halligan?
I know that you'll say no, but I have to ask for your help.
You do actually need help, Halligan. But not from me. Try a social worker. Well?
Do you know how to operate the copying machine?
Yes, I do.
But you're not going to tell me, right?
You really are a clever boy, Halligan.
You're a really nice person, Lowry.
I do my best.
Okay. I'll talk to you later, Lowry.
What is it this time, Halligan?
Where can I find Detective Stryker?
Stryker? On holiday. Why?
I heard he was suspended.
Well, not exactly suspended. Actually, the chief did advise him to take his annual holiday.
As a reward for his outstanding achievements in the skeleton murders, I suppose.
Listen, Halligan, your jokes are starting to get on my nerves. I suggest you leave now.
Okay. I'll talk to you later, Lowry.
Hey, I've had enough. Get your paws off my scissors, will you?
Hello, Janet.
Hello, Brent.
Nice day today, isn't it?
Don't trouble yourself, Brent. I will not go to the cinema with you.
Do you think going to the cinema with me is that bad? Okay then, no cinema. Why don't we just go down to the King's pub, have a pint and talk for a bit?
Listen, Brent, I don't feel like going to a stinky, cheap pub, drinking watery beer and talking about darts, pizzas and aliens.
Janet, what's up? Has Lowry been talking nonsense about me again?
No, Halligan, and he doesn't need to either. You talk enough of it yourself. And now, please be good enough to let me carry on with my job, okay?
I understand. Lowry has been talking about me, and you believe every word he said.
I believe only what I see, Detective Halligan. And right now, I can see a man right in front of my desk who is wasting my time.
Good. See you later then.
Take your time, Brent.
Hello, Janet.
Hello, Brent.
Have you heard? The chief has handed Lowry's case over to me. The skeleton murders.
Yes, and there was no way that I could have missed the conversation between the Chief and Lowry.
Well, not bad, is it? Please have the necessary information ready by 2 p.m. and arrange a press conference.
Are you mad? Look, I'm not your secretary, detective. Any information in this department is to be treated according to Regulation 12A23. Look, you've got the case file, and that will have to suffice. If you need more information, then you will have to get a 234-2 with 1 copy.
A 342 too?
No, a 234-2. Have you got it or not?
Since when do we need something like this?
Don't try to act the innocent. You know very well that this department has only had this problem since your last research.
I thought Chief Inspector Miller had just abolished the security regulations.
No, he hasn't, Brent. Is that all?
Good. See you later then.
Take your time, Brent.
Hello, Janet.
Hello, Brent.
Have you got a minute?
Not even a minute, Brent. Do I look as though I've got any time?
Well, Janet, I presume it's your job to have time for a detective.
I'm the best judge of what my job is, Brent. Now please be good enough to go away and let me do it.
What? Give you what?
Brent, you know about the official channels.
I'm not here to give you anything, Janet. I want to get something.
I know that, Brent. You need information. But before I can let you get it, I need the necessary papers. You haven't got the forms for the access to the database yet?
No.
Here's one. Get it signed, and then we'll get down to business.
I need a signature? Whose signature?
Oh my God, Brent, don't pretend to be more stupid than you are.
So I won't get anywhere without it then.
Exactly, Brent. Rules are rules.
Good. See you later then.
Take your time, Brent.
It's always handy having one of these tucked away. We ran out not so long ago, and there was a big commotion on this floor. I'll take that with me. You never know, I might need it. At least that's one thing you can get hold of here without too much trouble. They are needed for the forms. Makes it easier for the chief to sign them. Why should I copy that? No, that's a form. That's a form for information procurement. Why should I copy that? I can get loads of them from one copy of the file is enough for me. There's no point in that. Why should I copy that? A sheet of carbon paper. That's a clipboard. That's a form for stationery procurement. Well, that's a form for information procurement. Not a good idea. Now there is a form for information procurement on the clipboard. I don't need a signature for obtain. That's a form for stationery procurement. Well, that's my case file. Not a good idea. Chief Inspector Miller will get this file early enough. I won't find anything I could make use of now in there. I won't find anything I could make use of now in there. The cleaner will empty the ashtray. I won't find anything I could... That one is wet. Anyway, I'm already wearing a coat. I hardly use it. The best... We'll see if that's true. Good to know that there are intelligent life forms out there. In here, I only meet weirdos like Detective Lowry. I hardly use it. The best recipe is still Al's Pizza Palace. I won't find anything I could make use of now in there. Hello, Mr. Doyle. That is Sir Arthur Conan Doyle, the author of Sherlock Holmes. Hello, that is Sir Arthur Conan Doyle, the author of Sherlock Holmes. You actually only use it in case of fire. Transport a piece of evidence in your coat pocket. No way. No, better not. That's futile as well. A sheet of carbon paper. Very useful when dealing with... It would have surprised me if it had worked like that. It won't work like that. Now there is a form for information procurement on the clipboard. That won't get me any further. Hello, Janet. What about my database inquiry now?
I don't like to repeat myself, Brent. Have you not been listening?
Yes, of course I have.
Well, then you know it all, don't you?
Sure.
In that case, see you later, Brent.
Good. See you later, then.
Take your time, Brent.
I don't know how to use it. I don't know how to use it. Hello, Chief. May I just disturb you briefly?
Halligan, you're a pain in the neck. Are you planning to start doing things just like Lowry did?
I need information from the central database. It's about the skeleton murders. But Janet says she needs a signed 223. I've got it with me.
You've got it with you? How nice for you. And do you know something, Halligan? I will not sign it. What do you say to that?
How do you expect me to conduct investigations if you won't allow me to use the database, Chief?
You'll have to get up off your backside and do your own work, Halligan. I feel much more comfortable knowing that you and Lowry can't get up to any more nonsense with the confidential data stored in our database.
Of course, Chief. Thanks a lot.
Don't get stroppy, Halligan.
Chief?
What is it now, Halligan?
Couldn't you think again about the security regulations?
Are you deaf? I said no. Now get out.
Excuse me, but I didn't quite understand all the points of the briefing. Could we just go through it again?
My God, Halligan, do we really have to repeat it 3 times?
I'm really sorry, Chief. I was slightly distracted this morning.
Ha! Only this morning? Well, all right then. What do you want to know?
I can't do anything with this. I can't even pronounce the name on the label right. I'll take it with me. I'm determined to give up smoking. Leave those alone. Is there anything worse than thirst? I'll take it with me. Nope, no, leave them. I don't need those anymore. I've already taken one this morning. carbon paper's still sticking out. I can't do that. Now I've got a clipboard with the form for information procurement, the carbon paper, and the form for stationery procurement. But the carbon paper just... I can't see any connection there. A roll of plastic bags to secure evidence. Fingerprint powder. The green scarf. It's Janet's. A roll of plastic bag. Eye gloves. Now I've got a clipboard with the form for information procurement, the carbon paper, and the form for stationery procurement. But the carbon paper juts out a bit. That will be noticed. That would be stupid. Now I've got a clipboard with the form for information procurement, the carbon paper, and the form for stationery procurement.